So I take the knockout, I'll take out the Wiglet, and I actually power up my other benched Dodrio in the process, right? So that's actually pretty good. And they concede. Let's uncommon fossil. They're presenting an upgraded Hisuian Zoroark Vstar deck. I already did the starter deck and an upgraded starter deck. In the upgrade, I try to keep it more close to the original starter deck. Today, I've taken more liberties. This is kind of what I would say is a optimized Zoroark deck. There's different ways you can take it. I think the deck's a little bit harder to play, probably slightly a little less consistent, but much more likely to do the big damage numbers that you need. So I think these are good trade-offs all in all. So let me just jump into it. I don't know all the changes from the older list. I'll highlight a couple points though as we go along. So Hisuian Zoroark Vstar, 270 HP. You'd like it to be higher. Of course, it's slightly on the low side, but you know, for the most part, even if it's like 280, people are striving to hit 280. So that extra like lower, that 10 less HP probably doesn't matter. You're still probably one shot either way, and we're damaging yourselves as well. Because of the ticking curse attack, does 50 for 2 colorless. We're often attaching a double turbo, although we have some other energy options as well. Does 50 per damaged Pokemon that you have, any Pokemon with damage counters on it that you have. So it can ultimately have all 6 damage, so that would be 300, and then if you have a double turbo down to 280, but that's the number we're looking for, right? So that's very good. 1 energy on what's essentially a stage 1, 280 one-shotting the Pokemon you largely care about. Very good there. Phantom Star is the V-Star power, which is also quite nice. During your turn, you can discard your hand, draw 7 cards. So just like Professor's Research, but we're not using up our supporter for turn. So a free Professor's Research once over the course of the game. Very nice there. So a 3-4 line of that. Still keeping the Dodrio engine. It's a great engine, and it's a super secondary attacker, which having a single prize attacker is good, and this one can do huge damage. It's got, first off, in terms of the engine piece, it's got the zooming draw ability. Once during a turn, you may put a damage counter onto this Pokemon if you do draw a card, so it draws a card. So we want to get, ideally, like 3 of these into play, getting damage counters built up. Partly to help Hisuian Zoroark Vstar's attack, of course, but then also Ballistic Beak, its attack for 1 colorless energy, does 10 plus 30 more for each damage counter on this Pokemon. You can get up to 9 because it's 100 HP, so 9 times 3, 270 plus 10, 280. So once again, we're hitting potentially that magic 280 number, this time on a single prize Pokemon for 1 energy. Super awesome. And we do have some ways to help get the damage up there faster, so that's quite nice there. And to get more damage Pokemon in play, on our side we play 2 copies of Gengar, the Stage 2. We can't evolve into it, we don't play the Psychic Energy, we can't attack with it, but it has the Netherworld Gate ability. Once during your turn, this Pokemon's in the discard pile, you can put it onto your bench. If you do, put 3 damage counters on this Pokemon, so an easy way to get 1 or 2 damage Pokemon in play, and then we can move those damage counters around, so quite nice there. Our bench we have a lot of damage bench Pokemon, especially the Dodrio is very fragile, so we play Manaphy and Jirachi to protect it, right? Getting that into play, those into play when needed is super important. Prefer not to get them in play. Getting like 1 in play that we don't need is okay. We can kind of work around it, but it's better having the bench spots for the key cards, the Zoroarks and the Dodrios. And then I've added Radiant Alakazam. So this is in addition to the old build. I think it does make the deck better, although it does also, I think, make it harder to play. It's got the Painful Spoons ability. Once during a turn, you can move up to 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another of their Pokemon. Can be very important. Here's why I think it's tricky, though. You kind of need to have the prize map in your mind mapped out early from before you move your first damage counters, right? You don't want to be moving damage counters to the wrong Pokemon, or sometimes, worst case, you move into a Pokemon, then you move them back again later as your opponent adjusts. Sometimes that may be unavoidable, but knowing how the game's going to play out from the very beginning makes Radiant Alakazam much better. So your understanding of how your deck's going to play out, what your opponent's deck is and going to do, and how the game's going to play out, kind of seeing it in your mind beforehand, is important to make use of this. So if you find that Radiant Alakazam isn't helping you, you might want to cut it, because the deck works without it as well, but it does help get those knockouts that you might just miss. So I do think it's important, just speeding up, getting that one or two prizes a turn earlier is often the change between defeat and victory. The energies, playing 4 double turbo, makes sense. That's what we need for Hisuian Zoroark Vstar. We play 1 jet energy, so it gives us a little bit of switching and provides colorless energy. 1 gift energy, again, colorless energy helps. It provides Dodrio's attack completely, or it can provide part of the Zoroark Vstar's attack cost. And then when this Pokemon is knocked out from damage, from an attack, you have 7 cards in hand, so that's a nice little plus there. And 1 Mist Energy. Sometimes that's useful. If you're not finding it useful enough, you could drop it, replace it with either a gift or a jet energy. But this prevents all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to the Pokemon this card's attached to. And it also does, if you aren't able to get like Jirachi in play, besides protecting your active from something like the Giratina V-Star or Roaring Mooney X's attack that just knocks you out, it also stops damage counters, I think, being placed on your Pokemon, if I remember it correctly. So it would like protect the Dodrio on the bench if you can't get, say, Jirachi in play. So it has some extra some value in that regard too. All right, getting into the trainers, Pokemon search cards. I'll start with that. We're playing 4 Great Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, and this is a change. This is the other change I'll highlight with the list. Before it included the Buddy Poffin, puts lower HP Pokemon directly into your bench, and it plays Nest Ball. And they're good. They help get your Pokemon in play, help you get you set up, which is good. But we play 4 copies of Gapejaw Bog. Very important in this deck. Whenever a player puts a basic Pokemon from their hand onto the bench, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. And Buddy Poffin and Nest Ball don't go from hand then, so you don't get the damage counters on, and that really sets you back some. So I only want Pokemon Search that gets Pokemon into your hand so that we can play it onto the bench, get the extra damage counters with Gapejaw Bog. It makes it tougher because Buddy Poffin does help you get your Dodrio set up sooner, possibly, right? Or at least more of them set up sooner, certainly. But getting that extra 20 damage onto the Doduo when you play it on the bench is a big deal because you get that much faster to doing big damage, and that is important. So that's why I dropped the Buddy Poffin and the Nest Ball, and I think it's a good play. It makes things better when it works. You're going to be a little less consistent. Since we're talking about damage counters, particularly these Dodrios to do the damage, we play 4 copies of Damage Pump, a super good card in this deck as well. Move 2 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to your other Pokemon in any way you would like, so we can try to get that Dodrio up to that 90 or whatever the number of damage counters we need to take one shot at big Pokemon early in the game. So, just speeding things up with the Dodrio with Damage Pump, very important there. Also, Maximum Belt, because as I said, we get to 280 with both the Dodrio and the Hisuian Vstar. Obviously, Charizard EX is around. It's 330, so 280 plus the 50 from Maximum Belt, and we one-shot a Charizard EX probably just once. We probably then get knocked out after. And certainly don't attach the Maximum Belt early, unless, of course, you're going to discard it from play, because your opponent... especially if they're playing Pidgeot EX, they'll probably play Lost Vacuum, and you're going to lose it before you can use it. But that's what we have in that regard. 1 switching card, by the way, 1 Lost Vacuum ourselves. 1 Trekking Shoes, just to help dig through the deck a little. You could replace that out with something else if you need to. I had a slot that I didn't feel had to be something else, so Trekking Shoes, or if you have Drop the Radiant Alakazam, you could actually maybe put a second Trekking Shoes in. That wouldn't be a bad choice there. 1 Pal Pad just to get back some supporters, and then finishing off with the supporters, 1 Cheren's Care can be very useful. Puts a colorless Pokemon and all damage counters into your hand. A colorless Pokemon that's damaged goes into your hand along with all attached cards, so all the energies come back into hand, as well as your tool if you have to have that attached as well. Then 4 Professor's Research, we just got to set up that's really key. 4 Iono, good for setting up, and 3 Boss's Orders just to kind of control the game. Obviously, we need to set up before Boss is overly effective, but that's the list. Still relatively straightforward deck. Can get to 280 pretty early on, which is super nice, and it can definitely win its share of games. So I am liking this new build, so let's take a look at it in action. All right, let's see what happens here. Just had my last time, my computer just shut down unexpectedly. So I had one game recorded that I was thinking of using. The second game I was in the process of losing to the mirror. Probably they got started first. Neither of us had a great start, but they got going first. They were probably going to take a multi-prize knockout first, I suspect. But my computer just shut down in the middle of it, and then gave me an error when it tried to reboot. So I don't know. Suspect that's live being live. Not happy about that, certainly. What's that? 3 mulligans? Well, that's a lot, especially for this deck. This deck has a good number of Pokemon in it. All right, so Zoroark is still probably the best starter. Am I going first? That's good. They're going to attack into me. I'll get Gapejaw Bog down. Hopefully they don't bench more Pokemon, because that'll be good for me too. And let's think. Do I wanna bench this guy? Do I drop down? Since I have the V-Star in hand, I probably get another Duo down, I'm thinking. Or yeah, I will do that. Just keep the V-Star in hand, which is actually pretty good. And then we'll see what they do. Just putting myself really in the best spot possible, I think. Right? I mean, Damage Pump is a very good card, but this is just a really awesome start. I have 2 Zoroarks in play. I might need to get Manaphy down. I don't know. We'll see what I'm up against, obviously. Okay, get no research, so probably good. Although I got a lot of okay, so an Iron Hands deck of some sort. So I can easily one-shot the Iron Hands. The Dodrio will start to be able to take some knockouts too. Yeah, this is good. So they're probably going to play the research, so my hand will stick. They're going to power up some of their bench Pokemon. They might not use the research then. I don't, depending if they have cards they want to discard or not. It's a basic deck, so it's not like they have evolution Pokemon or rare candies that they need. So, okay, good. Get playing from hand. I like that. So what did they have? Was it a Nest Ball they played then? Yeah, Nest Ball onto the Miraidon. Okay. So it looks like they're going to research probably. Getting Iono'd was in one sense the concern for me. This is where the Zoroark's Vstar power is super awesome, right? Right now, there's nothing in format that shuts it down. There is going to be something to shut it down pretty soon, I think. I get a little confused with it's a Pokemon with an ability that does something like that, but I don't remember exactly. I don't remember if it's in the next set, Twilight Masquerade, or if it's unannounced that it'll come out later. I'm just not. I think it might be later on, but I don't remember. Anyway, they're going to hit into me. They don't take the knockout. I finished them off. Then they're going to take me out the following turn. They're probably going to be able to one-shot me. They might be able to use Iron Hands attack to one-shot me. All right, so I don't need Manaphy. And I'm not going to bench him because I have better Pokemon to get into play here. So hopefully I hit something here. I don't have... all right, well, that's not terrible. I could... Maybe well, no, I don't Cheren Scare at this point because I don't have what I need. I'll grab this. Certainly. Radiant Alakazam could be useful. So I'll evolve him. I need my energy, right? That's the big thing right now. I'll get him into play. He could be useful. I just got to think this through, and I will Iono here. I was hoping to get a Dodrio with that Great Ball. That didn't happen. All right, got the double turbo. That's very nice. I'll grab the Zoroark V. I don't think I want to bench him, but it's okay. Do I need the damage pump? Sure, I'll take this. I'm not sure that I love that, but what am I? I'm at 170. I'd like to take myself out of the range of... I think I want to heal off my Zoroark V And actually, I'm going to move him to the Doduo. The Doduo. Okay, so partly just healing myself some. Hopefully I don't get one shot. And just making it so I can get the big attack here. I will move these damage counters. Now, this guy's scary too, because he puts damage counters onto my bench, damages my bench, and that can be very bad, right? But I'm going to start loading up this guy. Ideally, if I can knock him out with damage counters, right? If I'm able to do that, then actually the tool doesn't activate. I probably can't do that, but we'll see what happens here. Taking the first prize, but my opponent's not in a bad position, though, at all. So send up the Mew. Obviously, it's the pivot. I probably can attack next turn. It's not a guarantee. All right, generator, 190. They don't have the tool to get extra damage, though, so 120. So they can't knock me out, though. I don't believe it's possible to knock me out now. So they bumped my stadium, which is probably more defensive than anything else. Could have obviously dropped down that Zoroark, but I really want to get another Dodrio down. Obviously, these single prize or attackers are important. Like, they attacked me with a single prize Pokemon, which softened up my V-Star. Let's think. So if they use their big attack, they're doing 160, 70, 80. 100. So I don't think they knocked me out with their second attack. That's where we're at right now. 40. So let me think. So but they're at what are they at? They're at 190 for 5, 150. I will send up the V-Star because that's the most likely attacker here. I mean, I don't even have a Dodrio into play yet, so I need to obviously be aware of that as well. So now I will drop down the Zoroark V. I might want Manaphy down, right? I think Manaphy would be good, but we'll see what happens. I will attach my tool, I think. So this guy has the easy knockout. Sorry, didn't quite mute in time. Iono, I need to get some cards off. I need energy. And I need Pokemon. All right, well, this is okay. So this is very solid. I might be able to take the knockout with this guy here. That's the question too. Because he's doing what? 160. So he's taking the one shot. So I'll Jet Energy into the active and attack. Sorry about the coughing. I will get a cough drop. Don't want that guy. So I will Jet Energy. Take the knockout. Do I want to grab a Manaphy? I think I do. Oh, I don't have the knockout, do I? So that's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Wait, I'm at 190. So I'm going to move damage counters onto him, which actually kind of works out, right? I don't have him. Okay, I don't have Manaphy. Again, it seems like I don't have Manaphy when I want him. So anyway, is what it is. So that's a concern. But nothing I can do about that. So they're going to grab 2 prizes this turn, right? That part I don't like. I will... That part's bad. They're going to grab 2 prizes. But, and I am weak, so, But now I'm going to knock them out for 2 prizes with Radiant Alakazam. So I think I want to attack. What are they going to send up here? I'll send him up. Yeah, I need to go with the guy that's not going to get knocked out, hopefully. Okay, well, that's super nice there. very pleased about that. So before I do anything else, I'll move one damage counter here, and their tool does not activate. Which is a big bonus here. So I could have done this better, probably. So they're giving up an Iron Crowns, right? This turn. Now, that's probably what I do. Draw a card here. I think do I have the knockout, by the way? Boss, okay, quite nice there. Don't have Gengar in the discard pile, do I? Wow. Okay, but I'm doing 230, right? So, so I think I want to take out the Iron Hands because he's still the scary guy, right? So I'll do this, and I think this will give me game, right? My opponent got an okay start. They even got to amp you very much, but this is the Radiant Alakazam. Was a big deal here, right? So they can attack with Mew, but Mew can't do a lot, right? I mean, it's 50 per bench Pokemon with damage on it, which they could get 3 in play. So they can get 150, but that's not going to knock me out, and I just blow them up. So, and I can toss the Gengar in the discard pile. This is all quite nice. It's looking like game at this point, I think. We'll see what happens. If I get disrupted, then I draw one, I get 1 card in hand, I draw for turn, and then with my Dodrio, I get a 3rd card, so I'll have 3 cards to operate with. But, yeah, so Iono down to 1, so that's as small as the hand can get. Research, well, that's great, unless I need to boss, but I don't think I need to boss. I think at this point I just win the game. I'm pretty certain. We'll see if they even end their turn. If they concede, we'll see if I even get a turn. I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? They're making actions, trying to just to see what they can do. Probably Prime Catcher. Okay, I mean so they're stalling for a turn, which is a good play. They can retreat and hit into me, but yeah. So anyway, the research was a very nice top get there. Get something. Get another draw card. So I just need a switching card is all I need. An energy. Double turbo. Let me think. Is my switch in deck? My switch is in deck. I will research first. I got my double turbo, so super nice there. And that should be game, and I can get more damage into play if need be. So, but no need for that because I could play the Dodrio. I did get a Gengar. No, I didn't get Gengar in the discard pile, but I could have got Dodrio down. So anyway, the deck gets its numbers up pretty nicely. So the Dodrios are scary, vulnerable. The Iron Hands decks aren't really playing Psychic so much these days. Once again, I couldn't get Manaphy in play. I did want to bench Manaphy in case they had the Psychic. Didn't happen, but the deck, worked quite well. All right, going heads, hopefully going first. All right, I've gone, I think with the 2 videos, actually, I'm not sure where I'm at with videos because when I started recording, then my computer just rebooted randomly. So I don't know why. I know live is rough on the computer, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's live related. But we'll see what happens here. Yeah, we will see what happens. So, yeah. Okay. I'm taking another mulligan. I've been taking a decent amount of mulligans. At the one game, I think I had 3 mulligans. And there's a fair amount of basic Pokemon in this deck, I think. So, I'll start with the Dodrio. Because I definitely want him. Am I first or second, by the way? I'm second. So, anyway, I have the Jet Energy, which I might want to use. I mean, right now, my this is a terrible start. Is all I can say, right? So, starting the Dunsparce. So could be a number of things. Could be an ancient box. Don't know. Still could be a bunch of things. Now we'll start to see what it is. Probably, yep, so Ancient Box or a Roaring Moon deck. Which means I need to get a good start. My opponent went first, and right now I have a terrible hand. So this is looking... Right now it's looking like a quick scoop. Okay, so they're doing Find a Friend. So they don't... which is fine for them. I mean, they potentially could attack for damage. They could have used... Okay. Now look, that was a missed sequence, right? If you're gonna... If you had 2 energies, you know you're going to Radiant Greninja, you conceal cards first, see what you get. Because you do have... Oh no, this Dunsparce does not have free retreat. Okay, that's... Well, this is pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. Right? So I will... I mean, this is bad news. Okay, so I will boss up the... Radiant Jirachi. I just need to make their life difficult first. I need to avoid the donk. I don't want to bench the Jirachi because he's not useful. I could bench the Jirachi just to avoid getting donked, but that's not what I want to do. So they need to retreat and they need to get Roaring Moon into the active or a Koraidon, right? So we'll see. Yeah, so playing the Dunsparce, right, without free retreat, so get 1 energy there, so they can attach one from hand to attack, and then if they have the switch card, so here's the Dunsparce with the free retreat. Obviously it has Find a Friend, which can be valuable, but you know, I think the free retreat's just a lot better. I honestly was surprised to see the guy with Find a Friend. If you had Find a Friend for 2, then I think I would prefer that one. But I think I'd prefer the free retreat. So can they... But anyway, can they get the Radiant Greninja out of the active spot, right? And I'm glad I gusted up the Radiant Greninja. Because this... Okay, so they're just going to shuffle the tool back in the deck, which is fine. And see what they have. They need switch, right? They attach per turn, so... I mean, they take a knockout next turn. Assuming, of course, there is a next turn for me. Which right now is looking like it. I assume if they had switch, they would have played it. So, wow, okay, so they're... Wow, alright. Okay. Again, just if you're going to conceal cards, you probably want to attach the tool anyway, but just conceal cards first. Again, just do the random action before the known action. Anyway, that's just my piece of advice there. Look, it looks... I mean, I shouldn't be getting too annoyed at them in that... Look, first, they're fine. I mean, they're not doing anything wrong. I just think it's slightly suboptimal. They're probably going to win this game, though. So, I draw a card. I really don't think I want to play Jirachi, so let me get something in play here, right? That's what needs to happen. All right, research. I mean, I'm sad about losing... All right, I'll grab the boss back. Obviously, I would have liked to have kept the double turbo, but we got what we got, right? All right, let's see what we have here. Sure, I'll take this. I have Gapejaw Bog, so that's not terrible. Not terrible. I mean, it's not great, but I'm not, not winning the world at the moment, but getting some damage counters in play as well. That's always good. What's my... So... I have the Zoroark Vstar, which is good. I have my Vstar power next turn. So he's doing what? He's doing 70. So not a ton of damage, right? Not enough to knock him out. So I'm going to move the damage on to this guy back here because that's really the best thing to do. I assume they're going to be able to switch next turn. Right? They attached last turn from hand, so they can attach from hand this turn. Just getting the extra damage counters on. There's the spot. Putting it on the Dunsparce. He's got free retreat. Plus, they're going to just get him out of play with the Dunsparce's ability. So the odds of him being stuck there for 3 turns to get him knocked out are pretty much 0. That's what I'll say. Okay, Explorer's Guidance makes sense. I mean, again, I would say if they had energy in hand, you should have used Radiant Greninja first, because if you can get another ancient Pokemon in play, you might actually want a Professor Sada instead. So this could just be Roaring Moon deck. I haven't seen anything besides Dark Energy, right? So, or Darkness Energy, sorry. Dark Energy is just much easier to say. All right, let's see what they bench. Is it going to be... I mean, I assume they want another attacking Pokemon, right? Because I'll knock their guy out, and so if they don't have someone else to go the following turn... Now, I don't think they're going to one-shot my Zoroark Vstar at this point, and that's a big deal, too. Right? So, they haven't used their Radiant Greninja's ability yet, so... At this point, if you only have... If it's a Roaring Moon deck, they probably play Dark Patch, which I haven't seen yet, right? So, okay, so they attach Retreat, which is fine. I would say if I had a second energy in hand, I probably would have used that energy first just to see what I draw off that before attaching Retreating. We'll see what they do. Again, they can stream attackers. They're not... I'm not going to bother with adding it all up. I mean, they have, what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'll get 8, 9. There, 9. So I guess I am adding it up. So okay, so I do have Dark Patch. So they're going to attack next turn. Probably not one-shot my V-Star. And they can attack for, that second attack is pretty insane. Insanely bad is what it is, right? Okay, what else did they get rid of? Okay. All right, getting down Dunsparce makes a lot of sense there. Again, Gapejaw Bog probably doesn't matter. Shouldn't matter. So they take him out, doing 140. So they're a long way off from taking out my Zoroark V-Star. I've got to get energy into play, of course. I need double turbo. I've discarded 1, so I don't love that. Let's see what I hit here. Gengar. Okay, he's fine. He gives more damage. And plus, he thins the deck, right? I'm going to use my V-Star power. I don't really want to gust. I'm not thrilled about losing these 2 bosses, but that is what it is. I think I'm at a boss now, right? That's not the energy I needed. So that part's not great. I'll get rid of the Gengar and the Manaphy. Grab a Dodrio. I need my energy, right? That's what needs to happen here. Yeah, that's what needs to happen here. So I will bench this guy because I want to get another guy down. And then I still would like to get 2 Doduos down if I can. So I will Iono first and then draw my card. Just gets me, I think, the best spot for next turn. I need, hopefully, get double turbo. And I missed that. So that's a huge, huge deal. Thin the deck if I can. All right. Doduo, who I want in play. We'll see what happens here. This could be pretty awkward. Now I probably don't hit the energy. I didn't hit the energy, so that's really bad news. Really bad news, right? I could damage pump. I don't really think I want to. So where do I move energy to? Now, if I move it off the Roaring Moon, because I should be able to one-shot him. That's my thought. I probably move it on to the safest thing is to put it on to the, I'm going to assume I can't take out the Dunsparce. So I'm going to do this. And I'm just going to, unfortunately, end turn here. And that's that, right? So I whiffed energy. Obviously, the fact that I discarded the 1 double turbo made that more likely. So I'm behind on prizes. I am working an extra, with the Radiant Alakazam, I'm going to cheese a prize off that Radiant Greninja. So I'll get 1 extra prize, but I'm probably behind by multiple prizes, though. I suspect. Right now I'm behind by 1. Okay, so, that's all right. They're not going to one-shot me. They're going to 2-shot me, though. 134 times 3 is 120. So I'm doing 130 next turn, which will, if I do have Lost Vacuum, so I can take him out that way. I could Damage Pump as well. So, yeah, I could maybe a Damage Pump and keep the Lost Vacuum in hand. I'm thinking. We'll see what happens here. I do have Ultra Ball to get another Dodrio down. We'll see what I draw into and such. So they're they're nicely set up here. I'm not loving my spot. That's, that is what it is. I mean, Cheren's Care would be awesome too, right? I still have that in deck. So I probably can't play, if I were to draw into that, that would be pretty sweet. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. So, I mean, I can damage. Yeah, Cheren's Care is what I kind of need. Or, look, I can still, if the game's not out of reach, completely out of reach, but, all right, do I Iono now? I guess I Iono now. No, I'm going to get another Dodrio into play, which is prized. Oh, I didn't. That's not good. All right, what's the Dodrio situation here? 2, so 1's prized. Okay, so I should have been aware of that. See what happens. So I have, so this isn't great. I need to hit energy, and I got that. That's quite good. Take the, I mean, I'm not loving my spot, and I can get more. All right, that's fine. I don't need him. So he blows him up. I will. He's doing what, 230. So I should move the damage off the Roaring Moon in the active, because that doesn't matter at all. Just gets, just in case that Dunsparce is stuck a little bit, right? Take the knockout. And I could have gotten more damage into play here. I could have moved damage counters off of my Vstar as well, but he was going to get knocked out this turn. I think that was pretty inevitable. Now one issue is the Radiant Greninja is down to 10 HP, but I've got to get damage onto something else. That's what needs to happen here, right? Before I can actually take advantage of that. And at this point, I'm one-shotting things, so maybe I can't do this. Actually, well, Gapejaw Bog is my friend, right? So if they can't bump the stadium, they need to bench another Dunsparce, right? That's what they have to keep benching Dunsparces. So as long as my stadium stays in play, I'm okay. Did they bump my stadium at some point? I kind of think they did. But maybe I'm getting the games mixed up. No, they didn't Lost Vacuum it because nothing's in the lost zone. Okay, so they didn't bump my stadium at all, I guess. Okay. So, and if they, I mean, they could use evolve the Dunsparce, get them out of play to save the Radiant Greninja, but they've lost their engine. Wow. So they're not. So they decided to give up their engine. Actually, they didn't do that either. Okay. Well, this is good. I get to take the extra prize here. This is quite good. I mean, yeah, this is about as good as it gets for me, is what I would say. So this guy right now is doing 200. Well, let me move the damage counters first, right? So from there over to here, I take a prize. Leave the 1 damage counter on because that doesn't hurt me. Okay, I mean, that's not the card I wanted. So I attach here. Doing 180. Well, let me draw a card here, which is good. All right, I'll drop down I'll get Gengar into play. So you click on the discard pile and then click on the Gengar in the discard pile and click on the ability. So now I'm one-shotting him. I don't have do I have any more Vs? I should, right? So I should. So I will Iono here. I'd like to get another. I'd like to kind of get a V down. I just want to kind of be set up my next turn. I could be helping out my opponent here too. All right, Cheren's Care is actually that's awesome. So that's exactly what I wanted. Because I don't think they're going to knock me out. If they one-shot me, I'm in trouble. I think they missed the one-shot, though. And then I Cheren's Care. So I may now have moved. We're tied right now. If they miss the knockout, then I go ahead in prizes. You're still a single prize deck, but my spot's not terrible at that point. So they need to do 250. Where are they at now, by the way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus 70, 210, I think. So I think they're 4 away. And now they're 6 away. But they could get there, certainly with Explorer's. Explorer's Guidance is probably what they want to see. But they need kind of that and an Ultra Ball, right? Oh, they're rotting, though, so they're probably going to lose more of those cards, which means just one back. They could have done more, so they're trying to manage the numbers. They're trying to keep it so they can attack and everything else. 50. So he's doing 160 right now. I mean, I will Cheren's Care this turn. Hopefully, I don't get knocked out, right? So that's the big deal here, right? And if I need to, I can get 20 more damage on my active. I don't think I need to. So they're rotting here. So this is wow. Okay, now my opponents, they're not in a good spot. So this is good. My opponent, I like their position early game, but now it's not looking surprising. I mean, maybe they have a supporter. Okay, Explorer's Guidance. I don't think they take the one shot. They might, though, right? I don't know if they can. I'm not going to count again. So they didn't drop. Whoops, click on the discard. So they didn't get any. They got one more. I think they got an Ancient. I think they got an Earthen Vessel there. Okay, this is good too because they only have one card in hand. They're in a lousy spot. So this is awesome. So I can move damage counter. So they're in a ton of hurt right now. A ton of hurt. So I Cheren's Care. Get you into here. Send you up. Evolve you. So this has come together very, very nicely. Have the knockout at this point. Draw my card. I'm going to put the extra damage counter on the Dunsparce because they might not even be able to play him this next turn, right? So I will... I think I want to play the Zoroark. I'm thinking that's what I want to do here. So I'll try. I don't have the I still don't have Dunsparce, do I? Well, I'm very forgetful about that. Okay, so so just the energy spot. Okay, one gift, one double turbo. So down, I have 2 more energies to attack with. But, you know, if they can't knock me out, then I'm in really good shape. So let me so he's taking the knockout here, right? Yep, he knocks him out easily. Gonna, so I might even get an extra prize that way too. So now potentially I win next turn. I don't know what my opponent has in their hands, so okay, super, got the Dodrio, so that's the card I wanted to get. Gets my engine going. I mean, if I need to attack next turn, I've got the 60. He's doing 70. 7 times 3 is 210. 220 down to 200 with a double turbo. Okay, so they evolved into the Dunsparce, so that gives them, so they don't lose that turn. That's good for them. All right, and they might be able to, I don't know if they get the one shot or not though. Right, and that's obviously a huge deal here too. I only have 2 energies left in deck, though. And I don't know if I have any 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I don't have any energies in the prizes. So I have 2 energies in deck. So that's what it's all about, right? 30. So they didn't take... Oh, well, part of it is they didn't take... Okay, well, I have game. They didn't get the knockout. So I just take the knockout for game. So don't need to do anything else. So anyway, I was... game... I was definitely not loving my spot. But my opponent then... they struggled in the middle. Radiant Alakazam did its thing, gave me an extra prize too, which definitely helped things out and helped hurt their engine. So deck really worked quite well. All right, let's see what happens here. The deck is working well, I gotta say. So pleased about that for sure. Yeah, see what happens, and hopefully the game gets going quickly, and hopefully my computer doesn't shut down like it did a little while ago. In fact, if my computer shuts down, I might even lose the game. I'd have some good gameplay. I think I should have stopped in... I'm in the middle of recording. So what happens is if the recording software, if it shuts down without saving properly, then I can actually lose... The video can become unplayable sometimes. Sometimes it sorts itself out, but sometimes it does not. So, okay, a mulligan each. Spidops. Okay. All right, well, this is tricky. So they could be playing a stall game, potentially. We'll see. All right, so I'm going first. So I'm going to get rid of what? I'll keep the research, because research is good with this deck still. I'm going to drop down to Zoroark. And I think I want to switch this turn. No, if they're playing a stall game, I keep the switch, right? Attach active. End turn. I don't want to retreat. It would have been nice to keep the Jet Energy as well, because that's an extra switch as well. What I need to do is keep the bench small. So my opponent, if it's a stall deck, all right, I'm going to lose the switch. That's unfortunate. So it is a control deck, I assume. I mean, look, the other decks drop in the area or two as well, but they play Spidops as well. So, see what happens. I think I have to research this turn, probably. Okay, well, this is solid. Obviously, I'm sad about losing my... okay, let's see. Let's grab something here. All right, so the Doduo, do I drop him into play? That's one of those questions, right? So I can do 30 and damage myself. Maybe I don't drop this Dodrio down. You know what, I'm gonna do... I will bench the Doduo down. I wonder if I need to get rid of a stadium. That's something else I'm wondering here, right? I'll start just getting going here. That's what I'm going to do. So I don't take the knockout, but that's fine. I don't really care about that. I'll draw a card. Okay, got a double turbo. That's nice. I'll do this. Hammers will be very bad for me, of course. So I don't know what's in the deck exactly. So got some damage. I think this is it. I don't want to bench any more Pokemon. Now, the problem is my Zoroark's not doing a lot of energy. My opponent just passed immediately, huh? Okay. Do I want to... What do I want to do here? Part of my question, right? And ultimately, I can knock out my Dodrios as well, right? They can knock themselves out. I didn't mean to attack. I meant to use the ability. That was very foolish of me. I meant to use the ability. I just... That was terrible. Okay, that was terrible. I wasn't fully thinking through. I was kind of... I meant to use Zoom Draw. I want to use Zooming Draw on both Dodrios, actually, right? Because I need to get these guys powered up. That's what needs to happen here. So, see what happens. So, at this point, 30. So if they have nothing else, I do just knock them out. Okay, counter catcher. I mean, that's fine too. Iono, okay. But I get 5 cards. I probably, okay. I have the 2 draws. Okay. I don't want to bench. Okay, so it's a mill deck. Okay, interesting. So I can retreat to the bench. That's one thing I can do, right? I can do 10 damage, and I do retreat to the bench. So I should have drawn those extra cards last turn, but it doesn't overly matter, right? So I guess I drop down the Gapejaw Bog. Probably not a reason to. I mean, they're going to mill me. That's the one thing, right? My opponent will mill me. I could do the big attack too, right? Do I want to do that? I move in energy, but actually not. That's actually not bad, right? Move and energy. So I take the knockout. I'll take out the Wiglet, and I actually power up my other benched Dodrio in the process, right? So that's actually pretty good. And they concede. So I was going to take the knockout. Okay, so not the most exciting game, but certainly the deck was effective. All right, hopefully we get a nice, good game here. Hopefully we get an exciting game. It hasn't been the greatest set of games. Although, look, the deck's been working like a charm. That's the good. That's great. In terms of exciting gameplay for the videos, it just hasn't been happening. But at some point, I'm not going to worry about that. The games are what they are, and just gotta, I can't, I'm only going to play so many games to try and get things going. The deck's working. So, what else, I don't know what else I can do here. So, taking another mulligan, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have like 11 starting Pokemon, I think. And I keep taking mulligans. And am I first or second, by the way? Going second. I'll drop the Zoroark. And I can do 30. I can give a 30 H damage poke, right? Which isn't terrible. So, okay, Iron Crown. It's always risky. It's always risky. Cheren's Care can be good. Probably play Iono on my turn. I think I might as well attach the energy, probably, right? Unless I think I might want to Cheren's Care the following turn. If I were to get another guy on the bench, okay, well, they didn't get a great start. So I'm liking that. That's quite good, right? So I will Trekking Shoes first, see what I get. Yeah, Ultra Ball's good. So I'll drop this. I will drop this. Do I want to... Do I attach the double turbo? I think I attached double turbo in Iono. That's what I'm... Although my opponent really had a lousy turn. But I think I want to keep Cheren's Care. And I think I need to Iono. So I'm going to Iono this turn. I know it's not great. I might be helping them. But look, if they have a supporter in hand, which a decent chance they do, then by not playing my supporter is essentially ruined, right? So I'll drop this guy down. And I'm going to drop down Radiant Alakazam because he can be useful too. And yeah. So as long as my active Pokemon doesn't get knocked out, it's okay, right? So I'm not going to switch. I want to not get knocked out, of course. Right? If I was going to switch, then the idea is I want him in the active with the energy. That's the goal there, right? So let's see what happens. So far not doing a ton, and that's good for me. So Mew in play, which they like to play in the deck, gives them some draw, gives them a pivot. Okay, so they can get, what can they get now? The Pokemon, obviously. They need energy. They need to be able to switch. So they can get a switch card. but then they probably want, they like to attack with Miraidon, but they need Miraidon, a Switch, and an energy. Look, the Tool goes on the Switch, so they can get Miraidon, Tool, and then, okay, so they can get Miraidon. Maybe they have the other Tool already. Okay, so they have an energy, so they must have an energy in hand, and so they must be able to attack with Miraidon. They could have done that with the cards that they've played thus far, so I assume they have it. So they might force me to switch, which I don't love that. I send up the Zoroark V. Okay, so they should have... so they made a misplay there, right? And look, we all make misplays, so I get it. If they were going to force me to switch, they should have done that before making those plays. That's what I'll say, right? You want to force me to make the switch before I have the extra information, generally speaking, right? So a Hyper Blower, it's not great for me, obviously. I don't want to get knocked out, so I'll send up the V. I have just a Mist Energy. I mean, I can attack and retreat. That's still an option as well. I attack for free. I do 30 damage, so I don't knock them out. And I can move 20 morph, so I can get up to 70. Right, so Radiant Alakazam will start to become useful. Probably just set up the Miraidon to finish him off, I'm thinking. So we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, my Iono last turn didn't get me great things. And yeah, so this is not a great spot for me at all. So I'm not loving life right now with this game, but see what happens. So getting Iron Hands, they got the Tool on it, so I have double turbo. That part's good. All right, well, this is not particularly good, right? So I'm gonna Gust, slow him down, I think, right? This is a lousy start here. I'll bring him into the active. I don't know that I want to attach. I think I need to attach an. I should attach an energy though, right? So I'm doing 30. I can get to 50, but I think I want to wait on that. I'll attach Mist Energy here. I'm going to move damage around, just work on that Miraidon. That's what I want to do. The Mew, I'm guessing they're not going to attack with the Mew. I mean, they can actually, right? The Mew could be effective for sure. And I will just attack for 30, retreat to the bench, which means they shouldn't be able to knock this guy out. I just figured I want to do the extra 20 damage, which is why I didn't attach the double turbo. Otherwise, the double turbo would have been good, right? Because I want to attack with the Zoroark, I think. But look, I need to get a Dodrio into play, right? I need to get. I mean, that Iono was really horrible. What did I grab off that Iono? So they got the free retreat here, but making them use resources too, right? What did I get off that early Iono? Turn one. Let's see. So I got Boss, which is fine. Zoroark. I mean, it's not wasn't terrible, right? Not terrible. But now they've used 3 of their future booster energy capsules, right? Man, that name just does not roll off the tongue. Okay, so that's a good thing, right? Kind of forcing them to. So they still have one more free retreat tool as well. Obviously, gusting up an Iron Hands probably would have been better because that guy, they want to get the Wishful Baton attached. So we'll see what they do here. Let's think. I could have 30 more damage on the Miraidon, but he'd be at 40, which would be fine. But I mean, it's not a good spot. Maybe I should have benched the Zoroark. I don't know. I just don't know. I just need to get going here. That's kind of where I'm at right now. All right, so they don't get the damage by playing the Nest Ball, so they're good for them. Obviously bad for me. So well, that didn't make any sense, right? I guess they wanted to be able to get the future booster energy capsule onto the Iron Crown, but I would have. Oh no, that was an Iron Crown. Okay, so they don't knock me out. They do 120 once again. So not loving my situation here. So I'll grab my tool because I need to get something off my Great Ball. Oh, and I don't have the tool? Okay, my one tool's prized, right? It's not in the discard pile right now. Okay, I mean, I didn't really need the tool per se. Give me something. Actually, what do I want to do here? The V-Star is actually pretty good. So do this. I could retreat him. Do this. I guess this stadium's not there anymore, is it? Okay, that's okay. I'm going to move. Yeah, let's think. They're going to blow this guy up, right? Probably. Okay, I want to heal him off, I think. Let me start getting this guy powered up. That's what I want to do. Use my V-Star power. I take the knockout, which is good. Oh. No, I don't want to Cheren's Care this turn. If they miss the knockout, though, that Cheren's Care is pretty sweet. So let's see where I'm at. Okay, missed there. But I can boss. I have 180 here, right? And I can get another Pokemon into play. I have Jirachi. Oh, let me grab a card here, right? Grab a card. Just take the knockout this turn, I think, right? I don't have Gengar, right, in the discard pile yet either. $210. So I want to take out that Miraidon. I mean, so I guess I'm going to keep the Cheren's Care. I'm going to be a little greedy. I could get rid of the Ultra Ball, too. I'm going to get rid of this Ultra Ball. That's what I'm going to do. Keep all the supporters. Just see what happens. So, yeah, this is okay. It's a bit risky. Maybe we'll see. This could be a mistake. Many things could be. Oh wait, I don't have. Oh, what an idiot! What an idiot! I don't have my stadium in play. All right, so that's just horrible beyond horrible, right? Wait, so I'm doing how much? 180, 170. All right, what's these guys at? Can I knock anybody out? I cannot, right? So I want to. What's he at? This guy's at. I can take him out, right? All right, so I'll take him out. I don't love it, right? But you're doing 180, so let me move 10 damage from you to you. Don't like that. I kind of mismanaged that, didn't I? I forgot that I didn't have the stadium in play, so that was really poor on my part. I take 2 prizes. We'll see what happens. I didn't get the knockout that I wanted, though. That's the big problem. Wow, really stacking up these supporters, which is good, though. Supporters are good. If they take the knockout, I probably just go with Dodrio this turn. If they don't get the knockout, then I Cheren's Care, and I attack with a full HP Zoroark Vstar, right? If they Iono me, then, we'll see what happens, obviously. So, okay, they Iono me, so I see what happens. I'm not going to have Cheren's Care in my hand. That's a given. The only way to do that is to, I have Great Ball, and then I can Dodrio, and I might get it, but, the odds are I don't hit it. I just play the one copy. Okay, so obviously that was just terrible. The fact that I forgot about that, the lack of the stadium. So there, okay. I mean, I guess they're just going to leave him there in the active. Is that their play? I mean, that's because why else? Because they attached that was a gift energy. They draw some cards. I mean, wow. Okay, because they still have to attach 2 more energies to attack. I mean, the Mew's not terrible. It's not great though. It's not great. So I mean, he should just get blown up. So I don't know why they made that attachment. So do they knock me out? With 160, they do knock me out, right? Yeah, they knock me out. So that's a 50. So I'm at 60, 180, 190. I have damage pump, so I can take him out with the Dodrio this turn. So that's what I do. One shot them with Dodrio, and I think I can move some damage onto this Miraidon as well. Just kind of keep softening him up. I need to draw. I still need to draw something. I'll play the Great Ball first, I guess. Oh, well, that's super good. All right, so I will still play the Great Ball. Okay, so that's good. Let me draw my card here. No, don't attack. Don't attack. That would be bad. I need to get the knockout here. That's part of what needs to happen. Okay, great. Gapejaw Bog is super nice to get there. Yeah, so this is coming together. So I do knock him out. He doesn't have, the Pokemon he really wants to have, though, in play. So you're doing 190. I want to move some damage onto you. So just getting damage spread around. The Psychic Energy is kind of scary, though, too, because you can do some good things with that. So, but at this point, I will move 2 damage counters from you. Might as well move them both up. I want to heal them off. So you now do the one shot. I will move damage onto this Miraidon. Just kind of keep picking away at this Miraidon, is my thought. Just try to steal an extra prize, which might not be meaningful, but, it just might, right? So, okay. Attack for 250, take the one shot here, and get 2 prizes. Now, they're going to move it on to one of these Iron Crowns. He takes out, he can take 2 prizes. He can take out the Dodrio and the Doduo. That part's unfortunate. But I should be able to take out, all right, then I have, so my Zoroark should be able to take him out. I need to hit energy, of course. I'll have 1 Dodrio left in play. I have 3 double turbos still. So I should have game this. We'll see what happens. So they're getting rid of my stadium, I assume. I have, so I just need the stage 2. I need the V. I already have energy attached to, so I just need a V-Star. I have 2 more of those around. I don't know if one's prized. The odds of them both being prized isn't good, and I haven't fully paid attention to that, I gotta say. I can drop down this other V if I want to. I actually don't have any. I don't have Rod in the deck, so this is a go for it, go fast type deck. So I should take the win here. I should. I don't know that I will. So counter catcher. All right, they're going to go for the stall play, which is okay as long as they don't Iono me. That is right. I have Switch. They're going to take out the Dodrio and the Doduo. I'm assuming take 2 prizes. They're going to gust. Okay, they could have gusted up the weak V-Star too, but the weak V. But they're trying to not lose the game here, right? As long as they don't Iono me, I'm okay. I can still hard retreat with a double turbo. So let's see. Hopefully there's no Iono. That's the big concern here. I assume we're seeing the Dodrio and the Doduo, and they get down to 2 prizes, which means they can win the game by taking out one of my Vs. So that was a good turn for them, you know, taking advantage of the Iron Crown's attack. Good job by them there. So I will switch. Let me think, can I get to the damage level I need with this guy? Probably not, right? I'm going to switch into him. Maybe I should have attached that energy, actually. That was a mistake, wasn't it? So, attach my Maximum Belt. How much damage is he going to do? He's not going to one-shot him. So I kind of messed this up, didn't I? All right, I will do this. So I messed up. So I really did. Okay. But maybe this is better anyway. So let me move 2 damage counters here. Just buff him up a little bit. What do I have here? Give me a Pokemon. Okay, so that's good there. Let's do this. Draw. I get a hunt. I mean, I don't one-shot him with this guy, but okay. So you will. So I'll just retreat here, and I can get another Pokemon and play with damage on it. Do I get the knockout? I don't even know if I do here. 180. Okay, so I just do this. I'll get rid of those guys. Just drop you down onto play. Do I have Gengar in the discard pile, by the way? I don't. So yeah, getting these Gengars down has been weird. Okay, so worked out. I didn't quite sequence it the way I should have, I don't think. So now I have the one shot. So got game there. So worked through it. Opponent conceded when they saw that I had game, which is fine, you know. That's kind of where the rules of etiquette are a bit unclear. Look, as soon as they saw I had game, they conceded, which was perfectly fine. You know, they didn't wait till, you know, there's those that like people to let them take the prizes, and I get that. I kind of lean towards that myself, but it's not like they played a bunch of actions and then like attacked and conceded. They let me play. I had game once I got that extra damage Pokemon on the bench. Conceded immediately. So anyway, so the deck, very effective. I got to say, probably not the most exciting set of games, but you know, these changes. First off, what did I do? Radiant Alakazam, good in the deck, definitely good. Practice with the deck, because what to do with Radiant Alakazams always takes a little bit of. You got to play the deck some to get to know what to do with it. And the other thing, which I think makes the deck better, but there is a downside, I dropped the Buddy Poffin and the Nest Ball, so just having, like, Great Ball, get Pokemon in hand. You could go with Capturing Aroma. You know, I think Great Ball's probably better. There's a mix of Pokemon in the deck, and most of the time, there's a number of Pokemon that are good to get. So I think Great Ball makes sense for this deck. So anyway, a very solid, very effective deck. Don't be afraid to give it a try. So, you know, just have some fun, play some Pokemon, and take care.